Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. All right. Thank you, Mr. Producer. I am joined today by the one and only Miss Shari Yetto. Shari, how are you doing down there in the Bible Belt of Tennessee at Charlotte's Mystical Web? How you doing?
I'm doing awesome today. How are you?
I'm well. Always love talking to you. Our last show was really cool. Because you're not afraid to talk about, all these things that you've experienced your whole life, pretty much. You have kind of taken a different path where you're just so curious. You have to learn everything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Life is boring if you're not learning new things.
That's what I love about you, because once you think you know everything, you ever meet somebody like that thinks they know everything, and it's just
yes.
I don't want to, it's too much.
Move on,
right?
Move on. Next.
Yeah. So you're going to tell us about some really cool things today. But before we get there, in case people never saw your show before, can you tell us about what Charlotte's Mystical Web is, a little bit about yourself, and then we can get into a program. We're going to take your questions too, guys. You can call 631-730-7376 or use the instant feedback, which I can't see, so Mr. Producer will read it. And it's like it's our chat over there. So we'll get to you guys later, and I'm sure, I can see movement over there. So so let me give that question back to you, Miss Yetto.
Okay. Well, once again, my name is Shari, also known as Lady Starfire. I own Charlotte's Mystical Web in Jackson, Tennessee. It's a metaphysical store. I sell candles, herbs, incense, crystals, gemstones, statues. I mean, pretty much you name it. It's metaphysical, ritual items and things. I have them. I make a lot of my candles and spell candles, and different types of spell kits and things. My main goal here is to help people and to enrich their life or better their life in some manner. So, yeah. And I also make all natural products as well. So,
and I hear that's real important. I mean, rather than get them from, or other people get them cheap from somewhere else, but you got to find you got to use your expertise to pick and to find where you're going to get these products. That's real important, I heard. Is it?
It is. Having the right recipe and getting the properly sourced and properly made oils and the different products that go into it. Because if you just have, if you have garbage ingredients, you're going to have a garbage product.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. Then you're putting that on your body, and therefore, chemicals go into your body, into your bloodstream, and different illnesses, allergies, and stuff like that come out. And by making all natural, I can also fine tune things for people. I've had people come to me that have certain allergies. It's like one of my salves that I make. It has menthol, and crystals in it. Well, I had somebody came to me because they were allergic to menthol, and so I specially made some without for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're just looking to help people. I mean, that's so cool. Do you find around this time people come to you with allergies?
Oh yeah, I mean, all sorts of things. It's just, I had a lady came in the other day that had a spider bite on her finger, which looked like a brown recluse.
Oh my God.
And so, and she'd already had it for like a day or so. It was really getting kind of nasty. So, I make a black salve, a drawing salve that helps draw out the stuff. So she got that. And then what I call my boo-boo salve, I told her once she gets the poison out, then she can put that on to help heal it. So.
Okay. It's one thing I wanted to ask you. I think I told you before, I have a table that, because I have to recharge my crystals with the sunlight and the moonlight. So they're right by the window, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a big cross there. I mean, I was brought up Catholic. I apologize. No, my parents apologize. But I am a Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend who was a Christian too, and he came over the other day, and he looked at my table, and it's got all these crystals and a big cross. And he said something which I didn't understand, and I thought was gibberish or nonsense. He said, these two things are in direct conflict. Do you know why he would say something like that?
Because he's not properly educated in the, I mean,
That's what I thought.
not degrading, but he's
I'm
not
like,
properly educated.
no, I'm with you.
Because, right,
He didn't know.
right. So, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people think crystals are only for pagans, but if you want to put in a Christian concept, crystals come from the earth.
Yes.
And according to the Bible, who made the earth?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only thing I said. I'm like,
Right.
who do you think made this?
Exactly. So, it's just like, it's all a matter in how you look at things. And once again, that's why I'm always telling people, don't judge other people.
Right.
Go with what feels right to you.
Right.
And as long as it feels right to you and you're not harming anyone else, then it's right for you. Just because it's wrong for me doesn't make it wrong, only wrong for me.
Is that got to be like the bane of your professional existence?
Yes.
It's just you're playing like a separator teacher, like you got to stop people from fighting. Just okay, Johnny, what's good for you is not good for Jane. Jane, you guys do your own thing. It's
exactly. I mean, hey, you're wearing a blue shirt, I'm wearing a purple shirt.
Okay? Oh, we can't get along.
I know. It's like, if I hated blue, I can't look at you right now. I mean, that's just stupid.
Hey, I'm with you 100%. And it's like, yes, I get, they say ignorance in the eye of the law, or whatever that saying is, meaning like if you have like a fake $100 bill and you pass it off, even though you didn't know it, you're guilty because you did
exactly.
it. But when it comes to spiritual stuff and metaphysical stuff, just because I don't know what Mr. Producer knows, that means that I'm doing something bad?
No. It just means you don't know. And, like I said, if it feels right to you,
right,
then it's fine. And one other thing from the Bible that Christians believe is, or judge not, lest you be judged. Okay. So
there you go again.
That's right. If they're judging you, then they're breaking that. Okay. So that's what I usually do, is I just turn the things back and go, you're not living my life. You don't pay my bills. You don't buy my clothes. You can't, insert yourself into my beliefs and my way of life.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know you've been up against it, because people hear the word pagan and they don't know, because you explained to me what it meant. It's not anything. It's not anything bad. It means you love nature. You love the universe.
Exactly.
You're a positive person.
Wait, and I don't go by a set of mundane made, we can only walk down this aisle
by men who made those rules.
Exactly. I incorporate everything. I mean, one of the things I tell people, if you're feeling a lot of negativity, go hug a tree. Go put your hands and feet in the dirt or the grass, and ground all that stuff out.
Yeah. I just thought of something. It's like, my favorite kind of food is Italian. What's yours?
Do what now? Oh,
what's
food?
Your favorite kind of food? Yeah.
Food. Well, my husband is actually from New York, and so we eat a lot of Italian. I like Mexican food. I like Chinese food. I mean, I like food.
So we eat it all, right?
Exactly.
Well, is one better than the other just because the guy might like Italian more than you do, or you like Chinese more than I do? So it's and I'm not judging, but I'm pointing out the silliness and nonsense in it when you think that you can live someone else's life. And I'm sure you've dealt with that your whole life, because this is what you were born to do, and you had a passion from day one with this, and you had to deal with a lot of closed-minded people, right?
Right. It happens. I mean, I deal with them every day. People that want to maybe hear part of a conversation, and then all of a sudden then decide what it was you were talking about, and then they're going to go, oh, you're a horrible person because you said this. Well, you didn't hear the whole conversation.
Right. Yeah, you tuned out when it wasn't about you or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that kid's game, I've got a secret. And then they keep passing it around till it's nothing like what it started.
Like telephone. So. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now, have you ever dealt with people that were, because I know, being in Kentucky for 5 years, I know that there's some people that are very gung-ho about what they believe.
Oh
And
yeah.
have there been people that have, tried to, not maybe shut down, but maybe, you know, not help you do what you want to do, or impede on your success?
They've tried. They
They've
didn't
tried, yeah.
succeed.
Good answer. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I saw, and they've been around for a while. It's like, it's absolutely disgusting. Uh, I think they're in Kansas. They will protest against.
Yes,
You know what I'm talking about. I think
I know exactly who you're
it's
talking about.
God doesn't like a certain.
Yeah, certain groups or this or that.
Yeah.
It's once again, leave people alone.
Right.
Just
Right.
do your thing
Do
and
you?
leave other people alone.
So with saying that, now let's talk about psychic attacks and psychic
Self
defense. What's
defense. Self defense.
self-defense? Please tell
Okay.
me about it. What is
Okay.
it?
Psychic attack is when anyone is sending you negative energy. Okay. So let's just say, I don't like, we're going to go back to your blue shirt. Okay. It's just handy. I don't like your blue shirt. I think it's disgusting. I'm just going to keep talking about in my head and directing things at you that make you feel ugly because you're wearing a blue shirt.
Okay.
All right.
He's wearing
Just,
blue
I
too.
mean, okay. Well, him too then. I mean, just for instance, okay, or just or
I know.
whatever
I'm
it
just
is,
joking with
okay,
you.
or because of you're Catholic, all right. My
Yeah.
husband was
Yeah.
born and raised Catholic, so but whatever the reason is,
I got you.
okay. I just don't like you for some reason, so I'm just going to wish all kinds of horrible things to come to you. All right. That is called psychic self-defense or psychic attack. I'm not, a man may not be burning candles or whatever, but I'm just, if it's the church down the road wishing that you change your religion and come to them, it's the same thing. It's a psychic attack. All right.
Okay.
Because they are infringing on your free will with their wish.
Okay. Even if you're not saying it to somebody, but you're thinking it, so that's kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And now, do I feel that on some level?
Yeah. Yes, you will.
I
Because
will.
all of a sudden you just start feeling like, what's going on? Things are going wrong in my life. My car is breaking down. Different things, for no reason. I got a brand new car that should be breaking down, but just a lot of different things. So what I usually tell people, first of all, when things start going crazy in their life, first thing you want to do is start making a list. All right, make a list of everything. And the first question you're going to ask yourself is there anything that I could have done that caused this? Is it karma? Maybe you've done some, not so nice things to people and it's coming back. So always check your own backyard first before assuming it's coming from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Once you, done away with any of those kind of thoughts, then it's time to, if you're not already doing protection and cleansings regularly, which people should, then is a time to start taking care of that.
Oh, well, there's two things I want to ask you, if I could interrupt.
Sure.
So the first thing was about karma. Now, say I had wronged you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stop karma by trying to make it right with you? Like, if I stole $10 from your jacket or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If I said, "Hey, I stole $10 from you. Here's the 10 back. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking, but I want you to know that I apologize and here's your money back, and I hope you forgive me." Does karma still come on me?
That can actually help because you've learned the lesson. Okay. And you've repaid it. I actually had somebody that came to my store that had stolen some items 20 years ago. When I first opened, my first location. I didn't, and I didn't know that he had, but he had cleaned up his life and felt guilty enough, and wanted to make it right. So he came to me, told me what he did when he was 16. Okay. And paid for it.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And so, but anyway, back to, so yes, you can, atone for some of it to keep it from continuing. Okay. So now and
you're going back to your list. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go and cover the protection. So we got time to get some people in.
Okay. You got it.
All right. So to protect yourself, from, the psychic attacks from people. There's a lot of different ways of doing it. One is you can take a glass jar, fill it full of sharp objects, broken glass, rusty nails, razor blades, whatever. Okay. And then you're going to add yours and any family member that you're also trying to protect in that one jar, their urine. The purpose of this is it's your DNA, okay? Your essence. You're going to put that into that jar, and then you're going to bury it in your backyard at the far edge of your property. So now when somebody is trying to send something to you, it's going to be attracted out there instead of, to you physically.
Wow.
And then when it goes in there, it gets cut up by all the sharp objects. You can also you can use a mirror box. It's got mirrors on all facing out on all 6 sides. Put pictures, fingernails, hair, whatever essence, from everybody in that box. Anything that's being sent to it gets reflected back to the person sending it.
Ooh.
It's just like, and what also aids people in being able to attack you is if they have any of your essence. So guard your fingernails, cigarette butts, the last little bit in your soda can or beer can or whatever, it has your spit in there.
Wow.
Your blood, anything that comes from your body, your hair, guard those things because people can use those against you.
Wow. I never knew that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There are ways to protect yourself on those things, but I'm not going to get into that
today. Okay. Maybe another time. It's really interesting. Yeah. Wow. Hey, how do people get a hold of you, and how can they pick your brain like I'm doing now?
They can call me at 731-265-4269. I'm here Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that's Central Time.
Okay.
They can find me on Facebook. I've got Charlotte's Mystical Web page on Facebook. And you can send me a private message on there. Don't post it directly to the page. Send it in a private message. That way it's between you and me.
Gotcha.
And that's the 2 best ways. Or come to my store at 964 South Highland in Jackson, Tennessee.
All right. Awesome. Mr. Producer, we want to go to the audience? Yeah. Okay. What you got, my man?
We have Nicole in Cleveland.
Hey, Nicole.
Wants to know, do you believe that certain items can be lucky for certain people?
Sure.
Great question.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are stones that are, attracting different things. There's oils. There's all sorts of things. I mean, 4-leaf clovers. They are, they have a certain amount of luck to them. So, and you can actually empower items with.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, it's like charging. Okay, it's the other
like
thing
charging the crystals or something.
Yeah, but hold it, put it in your hand, hold it, and focus the energies into it of what you're wanting that item to do. Because just because something is an attractant, what do you want it to attract? So you always want to cleanse items when you buy them, and then you want to, and no matter what their actual purpose is, you also want to add your intent of what you're trying to attract.
I heard, maybe it was you that told me, if you take a crystal and you put it in water, and you put a piece of paper down, and you write on the piece of paper what you want to have happen, and you leave it for 24 hours, and you drink the water that had the crystal in it, that's supposed to be something that's going to manifest. Have you ever heard something like that? That wasn't you.
That wasn't me. I haven't heard that one. Not say it doesn't work, but I haven't heard that one.
See, you just proved it right there. That's exactly why you're awesome, is because, hey, I don't know about that. Never heard about that. It could work. You're not saying, oh, that doesn't work. Not even knowing anything about it. And I think that's probably why you've been in business for 20 something years, and you've helped so many people, because you're always learning.
Right. Now, on that, I would say make sure that the crystal is clean.
Okay.
Be careful of what type of ink and paper that you use.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure there's nothing poisonous there. I mean, that's the only thing I might add to that.
Yeah.
Because once again, I always look at what are the possibilities in something, because a lot of inks can cause, poisonous, stuff. So there are some inks that are made with pokeberries. Pokeberries are very poisonous. So, you wouldn't want to use something like that. So just be careful what you use. And, anything can work, if you focus the right intent.
Mm-hmm. So what do you believe when I say the word luck to you? Is there such a thing?
To me, luck is also what you make it, because
Yeah.
everything is a boomerang. What you put out is what you're going to get back. The universe does not hear the word don't. So never say, okay, I'm looking for another car. I don't want one that's going to break down. I don't want one that's ugly. I don't, whatever. Universe doesn't hear don't. So that's all you're going to find is one's going to break down. It's ugly, that sort of thing. So you put out there what you're wanting to bring to you. I want a good car. That's nice car. It's dependable, that sort of thing. Always put out the positive, and then that's what you get back.
Gotcha. All right. Good question. We got another one, buddy.
Yeah, we have Justin in North Carolina,
Great place. Love North Carolina.
and he wants to know: do you have to be careful about energy attaching to you when you're in an unfamiliar area?
It's very possible. I mean, depending on where you're at. It's like, a lot of people like to go to cemeteries. They like to go ghost hunting, and some of these old houses and different things. And, yes, you do have to be careful. And there is a process that you need to take when leaving these places. And you need to, do a good cleansing, make sure that nothing is attached. You need to make sure nothing follows you. I did a whole YouTube on people going to cemeteries, because it can be very dangerous. Because there are spirits there, and if it's a truly haunted house, that means there are spirits there, and they can attach to you. They can follow you home. I always tell people, if you've been to any of these places, never, ever, ever go straight home. From there, go somewhere else, go out to eat, go to a parking lot, go anywhere where they kind of go, okay, this is boring. I'm going back where I was. You can create what's called like an astral broom, okay, that sweeps behind you as you're driving away, sweeps away your trail so things can't follow you. So, but yes, things can attach. Just like using spirit boards or any of that kind of stuff, you have to be really careful. I remove things from people all the time here, and I don't advise just anybody doing it if you don't know what you're doing, because you have to know how to properly get rid of them. But yeah, it's not just all about having fun, going out, going, oh, let's go see what kind of ghosts we can find.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And what's the best way to cleanse? I mean, if you put your feet in the dirt and your hands in the dirt, is that a cleanse?
No, that's grounding.
That's grounding.
That's grounding.
What's the difference?
So, you're grounding energy, your negative energy. That's not going to remove something that's trying to attach to you. Well, first of all, before you go, you put on some sort of protection oil. There's 6 points that you want to use, and that's, your third eye, back of the neck, palms of the hands, and the same spot on the bottoms of the feet. That kind of helps. Nasty things usually attach to the back of the neck, so you really want to be careful of that. Cleansing, you can use different things. I mean, I like to use sandalwood sea salt in water, kind of sprinkle yourself. Sandalwood incense, not stick incense preferably, but you want, I use powdered incense, and it bellows out more smoke. So, if you have somebody else with you, preferably, then you can like cleanse each other.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways, but that's one of the simplest to kind of help.
Well, what about, you may be living in the house for 20 years and you've never cleansed it. Should you do that to your house?
Yes, you should. You should actually do that regularly, because you bring negative energy in.
From
You
the
go,
outside, right?
exactly. From, you go to certain large department stores, and there's, over here they're screaming at their kids, and you got this one that the husband and wife has been fighting, so they're like, and so, and as you walk through that energy, it's like black sticky cobwebs. They just hit you.
Okay.
And they stick to you. And now you carry that into your house. Why do you think, like in Japan, they have inside shoes and outside shoes? Because they won't carry the outside into their house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Guys, Shari Yetto, great guest. Shari, we're out of time, but you have the floor here. Anything you want to leave us with, and then tell us how to get a hold of you. Always love talking to you. Great job. And thank you for everyone who wrote in. Sorry I didn't get to everybody.
Well, feel free to contact me anytime. I'll be happy to help, anybody out there that needs it. Once again, 731-265-4269, or Charlotte Smith Web on Facebook. and or come see me at 964 South Highland. Just everyone be safe, be kind, and remember you're responsible for everything you think, say, and do.
Awesome.
Blessed be.
All right. The great Shari Yetto. We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.